And we're at the Crown Plaza Hotel with one of the baddest three guys on the planet right now. The Bridge Trio. We caught them in Buffalo about 6 weeks ago now. You guys are doing it on your own. And let's round them up one by one. Please state your names for the record.
Right. My name is Joe Dyson, and I'm the drummer of the band.
My name is Max Moran. I play bass.
My name is Colin Pappas, and I play piano. You guys are? The Bridge Trio.
Now, you guys are, I mean, the record is just burning up on the station right now. The tracks are playing 125th and Broadway, Burning, and Body and Soul at the Bell Crawford. Now, Mr. Dyson, you were here last year with the Bell. Now, with your own crew, talk about what's it like to have a jazz band on your own. You guys are, how old are you guys?
Well, we range from, I mean, I'm 22, Max is 23, and I believe Conan is 22 as well. So it's a new experience for us. We've always been sidemen playing with different configurations. We've played, we usually tour with the Donald Harrison Band, and I also, like I said, you said I've played with DeVell last year here, and I've been going out with him a few times. Max is doing other things with some of our other peers. What's it? Haley? Nice one, yeah.
How do you say her name? Haley Nicewang or Wong?
I think it's Nice Wonger.
Yeah.
Thanks. We were trying to figure that out.
Oh, yeah. And Conan has been doing other stuff with some of our peers, Brianna Thomas, who's a great vocalist in New York right now. And we also have other side projects, but I mean, it's just a different experience, and it's pretty good because we can bring our own experience to the table from what we're hearing today and relating more to the generations that's now and that's going to be coming up after us. So it's been good.
Speaking with Joe Dyson of the Bridge Trio, question for you, Max. I mean, coming from the family, cousin Jason, but you guys have a whole generation apart. So your influences outside of Jason, in terms of jazz or hip hop or whatever you've been listening to, what made you want to pick up the instrument, and who you've been listening to, and who are you listening to right now?
Well, I started playing guitar before bass, and then I switched to bass and got into jazz like immediately in like middle school. And so I was outside of jazz band. I was like learning a lot of funk and rock tunes and stuff, like popular rock bands at the time. And now I'm influenced by all of that. I like a lot of R&B, like D'Angelo is one of my favorites. I'm really excited to get to see him for the first time, like next weekend in New Orleans at Essence Fest. And then, Michelle and Deo Cello, she's like big influence. I listen to her stuff a lot. And jazz stuff, I'm trying to get a lot of the classics because there's so much out there that I still haven't discovered. Between, I don't know, I'd say like late 60s and 40s. I mean, it's just kind of like infinite amount of great music. So Art Blakey is a favorite band of mine. Like, pretty much all of his bands are great, especially like the one with Wayne Shorter and Freddie, and love Wayne's music a lot. So that's kind of what I'm into now, is that stuff, and as well as checking out what's current and coming out. Yeah.
Well, as far as, I guess, as a piano player, I've been listening to, like, Herbie Hancock is pretty much like my all-time favorite dude. I was like listening to Herbie this morning. But it's hard to say what's my favorite. It's either out of the Headhunters, Funk Herbie, or Herbie playing with Miles and the second great band. But also, I'm a big fan of Ahmad Jamal, Oscar Peterson, Bud Powell. As far as jazz, but as far as current stuff, I can say I like my fair share of hip hop. Tribe Called Quest, Nas, Jay-Z, and a lot of things that, most 22-year-olds in America, listen to. I try to, absorb it all. I can't deny it.
Speaking of that, so we've got like Drake, Jay-Z, 50 Cent. Do you see a day where you guys could actually take their music and make it jazz? So, and how do you do it? And why should you do it? Let's take that one.
Yeah, we've actually played one of Kanye's songs before, and I mean, I think you asked why should it be done, and I mean, it's for one thing, it relates to people in the audience because it's bringing something that they're familiar with from present day, but also I mean, jazz kind of fathered hip hop, and it's kind of cool to like bring it back around. So yeah, we played what was it, Devil in the Blue Dress from Runaway. I mean, what's it called? Yeah, the album Dark Twisted Fantasy or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, we love hip hop, and that was cool. It was fun.
How about you, Joe?
Well, I mean, we've been influenced a lot by a lot of that stuff. Usually in our repertoire before we even created the album and writing our own ideas, we was always experimenting on bringing, some of those sounds and some of those, listening to some of those tracks and trying to incorporate that. Like I mean, I've listened to a lot of Timbaland tracks and I try to incorporate that in my playing. Kynan has listened to a lot of Pharrell, like the producer side of everything, and we try to. Yeah, so we try to incorporate a lot of, we was already incorporating a lot of that in our playing, but at the same time, Max mentioned earlier, Art Blakey, and, he was a great producer in himself, just a great mastermind musician. He had a lot of dynamics within his playing and just for arranging and orchestration, so, we try to draw from both experiences and bring that to the table. So that's always been our focal point. It's never to separate, oh, this is jazz and this is hip hop or this is rock and this is what so and so is doing. It's more of a palette, and this is the range, and it's just different colors and trying to make one influential picture that everybody can see and say, oh, I like that. It's just good music and bad music.
Speaking with the Bridge Trio here on Jazz 90.1, the new album called, The Bridge Trio, self-entitled. And what I really love about the album, as well as our listeners, lots and lots of originals. Because a lot of up-and-coming jazz guys will try to show their chops on standards, but you guys didn't. You guys did it on originals, which is really cool.
Yeah, it was actually quite an experience in a sense for me being a drummer and approaching music in a contrapuntal way and just melodic way, just really sitting down and trying to write out ideas that I hear. Same thing with Conan. We were all pushing each other to write something new, because we could have made the quintessential jazz album where we take a bunch of standards and maybe do some arrangements, which we did do on the album as well, but we wanted to start bringing our voice. Like we're all great friends with Christian Scott, and he's like an older brother figure, and he's one of the main people who's always pushing us to say what you have to say and say what's important, so you can speak to the people that's amongst you, your peers, and have your own statement for years to come and people to come back on that. And Donald's the same way, just pushing your own ideas.
Here's a question for you. So you guys are all studying conservatories and the whole works. Do conservatories promote and create leaders or followers? What do you think? You can be honest.
Well, I think it's not necessarily a decision. This is my personal opinion. Not necessarily a decision that that is done based on the institution, the school itself, but more on the student who's going there. If you don't have a mindset of what you want to do or what you want to accomplish or take from the opportunity of being in a conservatory experience and being around great musicians and great professors, great teachers, and having a stockpile of information around you, and taking from that to develop your own voice, then of course you're going to succumb to just the information that they're going to give you from stock, and you just wind up becoming a follower. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, because it takes both entities to make a full spectrum of things. But that's my personal opinion.
I think that's a great answer. A lot of teachers at these schools, well, I went to Berkeley, and it's a perfect example of this. A lot of teachers will give all of their students the same thing to practice, which is cool because it's probably great stuff. But then, like Joe said, if you get in the mindset of, okay, my teacher gave me this, so now if I do this, I practice this, then I'll be great, and then everything will be cool. But it doesn't, exactly work like that. And I think that's what determines if you're going to be a follower or a leader, is if you realize that, like, okay, it's not just about practicing what my teacher gave me. It's about, like, what do I want to do? And, or what am I going to do with what they gave me,
It's pretty much the same thing. College. It's essentially in the student's hands. It's what you make it. And like the biggest thing that I stress to like high school students, like going to college or just dealing with any institution, is to don't let an institution define you. If you want to set yourself to be a leader or do a certain thing that may not even be a part of a school's agenda, then be firm and do that. But I also see on the other side, some students, they don't really know what they want to do, and that's fine. That they love learning, and this, that's very important too. I think, it all pans out, and it makes I guess whatever happens. But I feel pretty much the same thing Joe and Max said. I agree.
Speaking with the Bridge Trio here on member-supported Jazz 90.1. 2 shows tonight at Max's, 6:15 and 10 o'clock, guys. Thanks so much for making the music and taking jazz further.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us here. It's a great experience for us.
Yeah, just thanks for all the support, and we're really looking forward to tonight and enjoying the festival.
Ready.